Let's see if this is working. Well, I've never gone live before, but I figured I would give it a try. So this is I don't expect anyone to show up, to be honest, because it is it's like 10 at night. But I figured I'd show some of the runs. We are currently just running the delusion quest for the drops of ether as a guild, so shouldn't be too difficult. Oh shit. I'm still a little bit sick, so I apologize for my nose running. Didn't even see any. Man, I feel like these quests are not really that hard. They're just kind of time consuming. Oh, never mind. I spoke too soon. Of course, I spoke too soon. Man, I'm supposed to be writing a paper right now, and people started running, and I was like, I guess I'll do that instead. And I guess my paper can wait. I'm curious if anyone will watch, because I think this will be a VOD. I'm curious if anyone will even watch that. I don't think I have great live commentary. Oh my goodness. That is unfortunate. Are we are we running? Okay, yeah. Just retire that one. That one didn't exist. We're just gonna pretend like nothing happened. I I feel like I need another 4 or 5 days in order to become sane once more. Hmm. Alrighty. I guess we're getting back into it. See if this works a little bit better. Hopefully we don't all die in the first couple seconds. That would be ideal. Man, I'm already almost dead. I think I'm gonna die. I'm 100% gonna die. There's no way I don't die, right? I would need a healing proc, like right now. Yeah, no way. Not too surprising, to be honest. I need to check the microphone, see if it's too loud. Holy shit. Wait a second. I have 36 people watching me right now. Well, hello, I don't know how to pronounce that. Angel Arc? Angel Arse? Oh, and somebody died. All right. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. I It would actually be helpful if people typed, because I am currently looking at the chat on a different on my computer. I don't know if I can see the chat on my phone. That would be a helpful test because I didn't see it pop up, but I don't know. It might not. It might be on the left or right hand side. Oh, I see it now. Oh, okay. So this is the first time I'm going live. We'll have to see. I do at one point want to do a tournament because I've run private PvP tournaments with my friends before, just like with the guild and the alliance, and I do want to do something similar for. I do want to do something similar and actually stream it. So we'll have to see if that will end up coming to fruition. But if this, it seems like the quality of the video is pretty good, and my audio is not bad. It's a little bit loud, but it's not. I mean, I'm not sure if I can even change around the audio, to be honest. It's more of a test stream anyway, so. But if people like this, I might end up doing because I know Coliseum comes out every once in a while. I've seen there's a Japanese streamer that I really like watching. Here, let me pull her up so that I can give her credit because I do really like her. Even though I can't understand anything she says, doesn't really matter because she's passionate about Unison League and she's always kind of fun to watch. Oh, her entire name's in Japanese, but it's Unigreen0504. Here, I'll just type it in chat for you guys. That is her channel, and she does some Coliseum content with her fans. It would be interesting. I've never really done a whole lot of live streams, so I could absolutely do that, and we could hang out for an hour, talk about Unison League, and play some Coliseum. We could also do like PvP and stuff like that. I don't know how I feel about doing just regular PvE quests. That might be a little bit too excessive, I think, because PvE quests are kind of boring. Like just a regular quest. I don't mind doing it for these hard quests, but for regular quests, that would be different. No, K. I do not need Unison. Prohibit resistance. I enjoy locking my own prohibit my own Unison. Is the new step up spawn worth it? Um, are you talking about the? I think that there was a step up spawn that was released like a day ago. I believe that one is complete garbage. But to be fair, I didn't really look at it too in depth. I'll take a look at it after this, and I'll let you know. I wish I could. So I'm looking at the video right now. I wonder if there's a way that I could apply like an image of me, kind of like a VTuber type of thing, but I don't not it wouldn't be moving, just an image on the left hand side because it is kind of bare. It's a little bit bare on the left. Yes, this is a sleepy live stream. I am testing. Oh shit, I died. It doesn't really matter. Um, yeah, I'm testing out a new streaming setup, and if you guys enjoy streaming, I'll probably end up doing it a little bit more. So let's take a look. This step up spawn here. See 15, 30, 30. So 75, 125 or 150, no, 125, 125 for a guaranteed 34 cost monster. What is the guaranteed monster? Ares, that's actually not bad monsters. These are not bad. I mean, like there are some old ones for sure. Like these guys, these are all really old monsters. But they're not bad monsters. They're still pretty good. I mean, I still use some of them occasionally. So, but let's see. What is the 3,100 and 1,700? So these weapons are actually incredibly good as filler weapons for free to play players. The procs aren't bad on a lot of these. They're a little bit expensive though, no? These are, I mean, like these are cheap, but like these down here, 2,300, that's really expensive. 3,100? I have no idea. What's the math on that? See, like 100, 100, 100, 100. So you need to run it, like hang on, assuming around 130 for each one. So a little bit on the bad side times four. You get like 520 per cycle, and then you need what, like 3,100, is it? So you need to do it like six times. I don't know if that's worth it. How many gems did I say it was? 15, 30, 30, 125 times 125. 746 gems for old gears. I don't know. I'm gonna have to say probably not. Honestly, that's probably not worth it. I don't think so, at least. Yeah. Yes, I am joining. Sorry, I was doing math. Please go away. All right. Um, yeah, I don't think the new fun's worth it, to be honest. I just don't see it. Like a bunch of old gear, a bunch of old stuff. I'm not super. It's not like popping out to be, and it's definitely not worth 745 gems. There's going to be a bunch of, because you have to keep in mind that the Japanese Unison League anniversary, which will apply for global as well, is coming up pretty soon. So you'll want to save probably 800 to 1,200 gems in the next couple months in order to be ready for that. So I just can't see a world where spending 745 gems now for a guaranteed monster is worth it. That's almost equivalent to the price that they were when they first came out. So I'm gonna have to go with no. What's good? The village hidden in the wood or the hood. Prot fails happen to the best of us. Use a border. To make it pop. Use a border for it to make it pop. Use a border for it to make it pop. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, I mean, some people will definitely benefit from the spawn. Honestly, if I did the spawn, bruh, how the fuck do you get one shot like at the very beginning? Um, uh, honestly, the only reason that I would actually want to run that step up spawn is to get one of these weapons. Because if you don't have one of these weapons, they're actually really good for free to play players or even pay to play players. I have a bunch of these because they scale off of which is one, so you don't need multiple of these to stack, and they give two element to everything, which is actually pretty good. I'd say for 1700 gems though, that's probably still not worth it, considering that when that spawn first came out, it was much easier to get those. Yeah, I just don't see a world where it's valuable. Unless you really need some of that gear, in which case it's like, okay, then you're just spawning it because you need that gear, but not necessarily spawning for the future. Dang, I am I am getting so fucking carried. I have not been looking at their stats. Holy shit. Okay, look at mine, like 1 mil splits. Look at this, 2 mil splits with almost, with 21 more element than me. I'm getting absolutely carried. It's okay. It's okay. My water set sucks so much ass. Oh my gosh. If you get one shot again, you're gonna make me cry. Please. All right. K's not K's the one that's dying now. Man, I am actually just completely useless because I unilock myself. Zerker sucks so much for PvE. I love it. I love it. It's so bad. It's fun. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to ask. If you guys like this as well, I don't have that many viewers right now. So it would be interesting to see, but I'd be down to do events and stuff through like live stream events and stuff. Um, I don't know how I'd feel about doing just general PvE stuff because that would be probably unnecessary. But Call of stuff would be fun. Man, I remember when these quests were impossible. They were just beyond hard. And now look at it, it's like we can't even get uni fast enough. Holy shit. All right, please stop. I do apologize as well. I am quite sick right now. I guess not quite sick, just a little bit sick. But it is one of those things that my nose has been running for the past couple days and I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. So could just be the changing of the seasons though. That happens as well. Man, this final stage of this one, I will have to say, is quite difficult. The fact that it fully heals is really annoying. I wonder if there's a way to remove the ability of the boss to heal. There's probably a bunch of really obscure abilities that do that. Maybe there are some aura abilities, like some old weapon abilities. Also, courtesan falling. I don't ever really advertise or ask people to subscribe. You can subscribe if you like the content, and don't subscribe if you don't want to. I mean, I always thought it was weird that people would ask for, don't forget to like and subscribe. I felt like that was, pushing it too much, maybe. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Jenna's phone died. She's a fucking CPU right now. What the fuck is that? Yeah, no, definitely for these types of quests, preventing the opponent from going faster and slowing them down is definitely the way. But we still beat it. Oh my gosh, that's just ridiculous. Um Yeah, I nowadays I feel like you can just shred through the boss, and I feel like as well now that there are monsters that have abilities like fortify, it might not even be necessary to spend time to slow down the enemies. Like I'm thinking about the end of stars, the people who are going for the top spots. I doubt that they're using a whole lot of slowing down abilities. I bet most of them are just going full into DPS. Of course, if you want to clear it a little bit easier, that would be possible. Hey, I was at 999 earlier. Mm, 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 mm. I mean, we could probably do it. How many more do I need? Uh, I just need to run it one more time. Oh, I don't have any. Oh, shoot. I don't have any more AP, even if I wanted to run more. Well, I guess I'll give it a while. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Um, I guess we're waiting. Jenna's phone died, so I'm not sure if rulers consistently yet. Yeah, the delusion stuff, the rulers is not it's hard, There's a lot of things to it. And I don't expect most people would be able to do it. Oh, it's only 30 AP? Actually, now that I think about it, I think I have. Yes, I do have enough. Man, I have so much fucking garbage. Yeah, I feel like it's not too difficult. So I guess I'll show you my secret strategy. Wait, why do I have why do I have three of these? I guess I'll show you my secret strategy for most of my sets. So I run these guys. I guess I should show it in augment. That would be easier. So I run these with these. And why? Okay. I thought I had more gear than that. Whatever. But each of these, because they're a non-element, they give two of each stat. And so you can use them for every single elemental set. And so I really find this type of gear valuable for free to play players and for players who aren't mega whales because you can essentially this is four pieces of gear, right? Plus your Xenos gear. And so that's five pieces of gear. So right off the bat, you have guaranteed. Well, of course, this is not like here. Let me show you one of my other sets. Yeah. So see this right off the bat, you have five pieces of gear already, up. And you're never gonna be the best at something like PVE, but at least you'll have a pretty good set with something like this. And so that's a pretty easy way to increase the amount of stuff you have. And I don't think getting five pieces of gear for most elements isn't that hard. Currently running as is the best I can do, reliable enough for events, but that's about it. Yeah, so you don't really want to run too much of the same type of gear like that. So I guess what I'm trying to say is you actually benefit a lot from running bad pieces of gear. Even though it's a bad piece of gear, the stats that you get are much much better. So like for example, when I was looking at this set, this is a horrible proc. This is a horrible proc. This is well, actually it's not a bad proc. It used to be amazing, but now it's just kind of like meh. And this is an okay proc, right? So I basically have five pretty bad procs, and then they're okay. They're not the best, but they're definitely better than a lot of these wicked lance procs and stuff like that. But the fact that you're getting so much additional element means that you have way higher stats against the element that you're fighting. So like in this case, we're fighting wind. So I just even if it's a bad proc, I think it's better to run that gear, even with a bad proc, than just running pure gear. Like if I ran here, for example, one of my highest gear sets is probably my light dark set. This one. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, the stats are way higher for this one. Like we're looking at almost 2 mil in attack stats versus 1.5 mil in attack stats. Let's take a look and I'll show you. Against wind, I am half as much. I'm at 5.5 mil against wind, even though I have 500k more stats, versus this one, which is at 10 mil. So it's definitely worth it to apply the bad procs just for stats. Mm-hmm. So no crowd procs. Hmm. I'm curious what your element was. I think it's worth taking a look at the total stats because it's possible that your values could go down. I'm not saying this is like a foolproof plan, but I think for most people this is going to be the best. The problem is I can only consistently build up to 20 element in anything. Oh, well, if you can only build up to 20 in anything, then you're making a mistake because there are tons of free gear. Like this is a free piece of gear and it gives me three fire. You should have at least five of these for every single element at this point. Just from running free to like the free quests every week, you get this type of gear. So having this type of gear, you should be able to reach 20 element with just these and your Xenos gear because the Xenos gear gives five to everything. So you should be able to reach 20 really easily. You honestly, most people should be sitting around 50. Let's see. That's my battle map in PvP until recently. Yeah, yeah, that's a huge mistake. It's not just you. A lot of people actually do that. A lot of people won't run anything except um, accept their like guild battles. They won't log in and do any of the just general quests. But that's a pretty big mistake if you're trying to run even just guild battle content, because when ranked guild battle comes out, you'll want to have stuff in order to swap over. What class do you play for pure PvP? Yeah. You're not the only one. There's a lot of people who run. I guess I'll open up the thing. There are a lot of people who just run. Ooh, somebody else is running. Maybe I'll just run with a random team. Fuck it. Archer stats in either Ninja or Zerker. Hey, that's fun. How do you like it? Oh, of course they're fine with continuing now that I've already joined somebody else. Is safe. Yeah, I mean, if you can build, the reason why I talk down to archers so much in all of my videos is because 90% or more of players who will end up playing Unison League will really struggle with archer. But archer is one of the best classes in the entire game. You can absolutely play that class and do really well. We didn't clear this ordeal, did we? Oh yeah, okay. All right, nice. Yeah, I'll be honest. I would say that close to close to 95% of the archers I've ever encountered are probably worse than their equivalent soldier, lancer, mage friends. They're just bad. Yeah. Yeah, I Archer is such a whale class because in order to really benefit from Archer, you need to be a whale. You benefit so much from throwing or from spending money in a way that you don't really benefit from if you didn't spend money. That's another reason why I really don't like Archer, because in order to really benefit from the Archer stats, you really have to spend money. And I don't want to advocate for spending money. Actually started Archer for the challenge. Yeah, I mean, if you want to play Archer for the challenge, I fully respect that. That's completely fair. Yeah, it has to do with the way that Unison League handles multi stats. Um, it's basically if you spend or if you have an attack or magic attack stat that is part of a dual scaling thing, those only apply 70%. It's like 75% of the total stats, whereas for some reason defense and magic defense do not have this same limitation. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, okay. We just one shot it. Nobody needs to see that I'm just throwing a monster for no reason. It's fine. Uh, okay. Yeah, that I mean, I don't think that that's too hot of a take, to be honest. If you have, so a lot of people say that gear score matters, but gear score actually doesn't matter at all. Like I could say, I guess gear score matters in small instances for crystal HP, but that's about it. So for example, like you could have one player who is at a 1 mil split, and you could have another player who's at a 2 mil or I guess like 1.5 1 mil split, and they could both have 3 mil gear score. It just depends how like what your monsters are, what your defense gear is, everything else. So not necessarily there's not a direct correlation between how strong you are and your gear score, because you can have low gear score and still have why can I not sell this? Here, actually, I bet I could show this off. So here's a great example. Where's my max gear score set? So this, you see that right there? I am dual scaling. Even though I have 5 million gear score, I am dual scaling at 1.5 and 1.3 mil splits. Now compare that to this guy here. So basically 100, uh, basically 1 mil less total gear score, but I'm splitting at 1.9, 1.6 mil. That's just both of those stats are higher. So gear score doesn't mean really anything. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, constants. There's it's really sad actually. There's so much about this game that is super complicated, and that's the reason why I make videos, to be honest. Um, the main reason why I make videos is because I was talking to so I used to sit here on the main page and be like, all right, this guy's a noob because I can see that he's got this little thing and he's like level 200. Actually, he's not too much of a noob. Usually you see a lot of noobs like that that have that coin because it's auto equipped. So I used to sit here and like message them and ask them to be part of the meeting hall, which I basically don't have anything anymore. And people used to ask me questions. I used to be like, "Hey, if you have any questions, let me know." People asked me tons of questions about like the most basic things, and I realized that there was no information on most of it. So I started changing, and I started looking at making videos. And the first couple videos that I made were pretty bad, but I spent a really long time editing them and moving around audio and doing everything with like that. So although I'm proud of that video, the first couple videos, I wasn't getting a whole lot of views, and I was also quite lazy at the time. And so a couple years went by before I started making videos again. Now I don't really care about the quality of the video. It's like, like if my voice is echoing, I don't really give a shit. And if I'm stuttering, or if I say too many times, or if I say like 6 times in a row, I don't really care. It's just whatever. I'm not going to spend hours editing because the main point is to just increase people's general knowledge. If there are gear sets, if you don't know, if you get gear from like this type of gear, you can email a team and request it back. If it is a spawned gear, you can't get it back, but sometimes they'll get it back for you. Like there I know people who have sold this type of gear, which is excellent for frontline racers and stuff like that. Or it used to be much better. I don't really need it, but if you sold gear like this, then you could email them and get it back. But of course, it depends on who answers the email and how they're feeling that day. So the problem with I disagree with you, Courtesan falling, about archers having higher stats. I don't think archers should have higher stats, and the reason why is because archers are so good at PvP and unis are so powerful that there's just no way around it. Archers are the best when it comes to throwing unis because no matter what the type is, if it's magic attack or attack, it doesn't really matter because the archers can kill you. Whereas if you are like for example, if I was playing, which I am kind of playing an archer right now, like attack, magic attack stats, I'm always going to be doing a lot of damage. regardless. So it's not quite fair to other classes because if I was, for example, if I was, what does this do? Physical damage. If I was a mage and I had no physical attack, this wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't be able to kill really with it. Even though it penetrates, it just wouldn't be good. I actually so I play dual blades more than guns, but if you do play archer, I would suggest using guns, not dual blades. Yeah, I do try to make more laid back content. It's whatever. That story mode AP critical phase. So there have been a lot of people messaging me about creating a class of or like a video for one of these quests. I'm not sure which one it is, but people were having a really hard time completing something. I think it was this one. Yeah, the Solus Nova one. It has to do with time. It's like a timed thing, right? People do not. This gem is not going to be life changing. Just play the game for a couple months, come back, and this will be a really easy quest. You don't need to complete all of the normal the main story quests right away. It's just a waste of your time, honestly. Hey, what's up? Shim on condom. Shimon condom. That's a nice. Am I pronouncing the first part wrong? Is it like Jim or is like I am on condom, like X as like a prefix? I am on condom. I gotta know. It's a requirement. Back in the bikini. Almost all of the chataras are incredibly good. Chatara is great because she's got massive titties, but also because she actually was really good. I remember. All right, no, that's not what I meant to do. Just show me this. I remember Chatara still being able to one shot years after she came out. This is the original Chatara. She was so good. She was so good when she first came out. Just incredibly powerful. And they've even the newer Chatara, I don't think I have her, but I did want her. She was a time monster. Yeah, I don't have her. I think she is in this spawn, if I saw correctly. Nope, she's not. I lied. I wonder if she's in anything else. No, and I don't want to click out of Unison League right now. It's whatever. We're still waiting on my guild battle, or my guild. We may be running one more time, or maybe a couple more times. I don't even have the AP to run it. So hopefully we're done. Let's see if it was my first. That purgatory is so hard. That purgatory is so hard. Purgatory. Are you talking about this quest here? Shimon Condom. Are you talking about this one? To be honest, start with the dragon, bro. For the effect. Oh, you're talking about okay, you're talking about this one. This one here. Right? You're talking about the delusion for the back gear. This is like a super late game. This is yeah, this one. Yeah, so this one for the back gear, that's super, super late game. I I am actually restarting as a new player, and I might make a video on it. I might not make a video on it, but I'm restarting as a new player to just show people my impression of playing as a new player. And this type of quest is basically impossible. And I'll show you why it's impossible for new players. The reason comes down to the effects. You need a resurrection piece of gear. As a new player, also, you would need ward, which it's just easier if I stop. You need ward, you need this as well. You need to apply two of these damage reductions, and you need main slot. You need main slot eternity or the new proc. Not this one. Not this one. Give me a second. Give me a second. There's just a few weapons to pass. Or you need this new mastery over proc in both of your main slots. Of course, I don't have eternity in my main slot, so I'm kind of being hypocritical here, but you would need all of that just to survive the first couple seconds of the quest. You and then in order to survive the entire thing, you would need a bunch of procs that give you health because as somebody who is starting off in the game, you're going to be dying a lot. And so you need procs that give you health. And I can actually not think of many procs that give you health. So I'm just going to go with a really old one. You need something like this that restores 5% HP when you deal damage. And once you have all of that, then you can get a team that carries you. But that's what you need. And it's really hard for a new player because if your defense stats aren't even close to 1,000,000, you're just gonna die from this type of quest. It's really sad. You can absolutely get carried. If you find friends, you can absolutely get carried and do no damage in this quest because that's how people used to do it. People used to actually complete these quests by running a rook. And so that rook basically did no damage because nobody knows how to build proper PvE rooks. And so you can absolutely get carried in this quest, but just be aware that you need all of that gear that I talked about beforehand. It's absolutely possible though. Yeah, I would agree. I think the reason why I've been playing this game for 10 years is because of all of the tiny things about Unison League. That's what I really love. You brought barrier. Are you talking about barrier procs or are you talking about barrier the ability? Because the ability is good. Barrier procs suck ass. But this one's pretty good. Now you do have to be aware. The reason why I say that you need lots of healing procs is because somebody who is new to the game is gonna get chunked regardless of if they have barrier or not. And the boss and a lot of the wave monsters will use percent killing they'll use percent killing moves and you need to be full HP in order to survive those moves. So you need lots of healing procs, you need a lot of defense stuff. It's hard. Yeah. So if you have Shimon Condom, if you have some of the new stuff, you should absolutely be able to find a team that can carry you. I would recommend if you are really wanting it, you can go to the Unison League community Discord or the official A Team Discord. Either one of those you'll be able to find it a way to a way to get carried. Yeah. Yeah, so right now the kind of shtick for the fire one is applying scorching. And if you don't know, scorching reduces, so level one scorching reduces your defense stats by 50%. Level two reduces it by something like 75 or 90. And level three is either 90 or 95. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I looked at the numbers. But if you get level three negative scorching, you're basically dead, whether you're a mega whale or not. Procs aren't going to save you. Barrier's not going to save you. Yeah, you're just dead. You're at 1 mil, 750k defense. Yeah, I mean, you could probably beat it, but you would need to go rook and you would need to, yeah, you basically just have to go rook in order to complete it. I started playing this game day one until the make it when I took a break like a year ago. Yeah, yeah. Tyler, how do you like Unison League since you've been back? There's a lot of changes. I hear that a lot from people that where they've haven't played in years and then they come back and they're like, holy shit, everything's different. Dude, I remember back in the day, people would use people would basically have to play either Lancer or Mage. And it was because back in the day, Mages had one of the fastest abilities in the entire game. Let's see if I can find it. Meteor Rain. Let's go, baby. And before that, they had Meteor Strike. This one. And the only way to kill a mage, which by the way, mages were the most powerful class in the entire game. The only way to kill a mage at the time was to play Lancer. And that was because Lancers get an additional ability to, like, an additional power to kill mages. It's part of their, they get like this, deal extra damage. And Knight's Blitz is faster. Now, um, so you'd basically just run one of the two. And back in the day, I remember soldiers were also mandatory for basically every guild because they were the only class that got two cheers. So everyone would run cheer. And then, of course, these guys got charisma. So they got the second ability. But things have changed drastically since those days. Yeah. But honestly, I think that they've changed for the better. I think that the only class that has really gotten shafted is the cleric class. And that's because back in the day, in stuff like PvP, nobody could one shot. It was basically impossible to one shot. And even if you did like 50% of somebody's HP, they wouldn't get uni. They would get more uni, but they wouldn't like instantly get uni. Nowadays, if you kill somebody or if you hit somebody in something like Colosseum, they basically instantly get uni, which is not the case back in the day. And clerics used to be able to heal and actually recover health. They were the only class in the game that could really do it consistently. But mages were broken because at the time you could use other people's classes, and in order to heal, you needed magic attack. And because these classes, you would have access to stuff like recover, the really, really early stages of some of these abilities, then you'd be able to heal. Now, people would also run things like mend, but mend back in the day wasn't as strong as it is now. Yeah, trying to do Xenos when it first came out was a fucking nightmare. You basically had to be in the top guilds in order to get Xenos, which was horrible because when you were in the top guilds, it was like a it was like a recurring cycle where it was like, okay, now that you're in the best guild, now you're getting access to Xenos gear, which is the new best gear, which means that you're getting even further ahead, and it put everyone else even further behind. Xenos gear back in the day was an absolute travesty, and I am so grateful that they have taken massive steps to remedy it because it was the worst aspect of this game for a long time. For a long time, there was basically no catch-up mechanism either. So if you joined, even if you had amazing weapons, you wouldn't be able to get good stats because it would take you like a year and a half of playing just to get the current best Xenos gear, but they would release a new Xenos gear, and then that one would be impossible for you to get, basically. Yeah, Meteor. I admit, to be honest, I still run Meteor Storm every once in a while when I'm playing PvE just for the classics. But man, I miss it too. It's classic. How have you liked Archer? It is an incredibly difficult class to play. I think, by the way, I think we're done. Done doing the standard runs for today, and I'm completely out of AP. So I'm just gonna chill and talk to you guys for a little bit longer. If you could add a new class to Unison League, what would you add? This could be a crazy video idea. Hmm. If I could add a class to Unison League, what would I add? Hmm. Hmm. It's a really interesting idea. What would I add? I think I would add another class like Rook. I would add another class that scales off of defense, magic defense, because Rook's the only one. And I would make them a a healing class with like I would make them a healing and damage class similar. Well, actually, it would be fun if they were just full on just for the okay. I got it. I got it. I would make a Zerker, but like you know how Zerker applies a huge amount of negative effects to themselves. I would make a class that scales off of defense and magic defense like Rook, but I would make it so they apply debuffs to themselves like Zerker, and I would make it so they would increase their damage based on the number of debuffs that they have and decrease your damage based on the number of buffs you had. So you wouldn't want to get buffs, but Rook has an ability that is where is it? Am I blind? Oh no, it's not in the class ring. I'm not blind, it's just not there. This one. So this justice, it scales off of the number of debuffs that you have, and then it removes those debuffs from you. So it cleanses you and increases your damage based on the number of debuffs you had. I would have similar buffs, similar abilities to this, where if your team you need and you got a bunch of buffs, you could remove those buffs, and based on the number of buffs that you have, you would increase the number of damage that you deal. So you'd want to stack negative buffs on yourself to increase your damage, and then you could cleanse buffs from yourself. I think that would be, and it would be a defense magic defense scaling damage class. I think that'd be fun. Yeah, Archer is pretty fun unless you don't proc and get no damage. Archer is the hardest class. You're actually talking. There's a bunch of archers that were in this call earlier. Corpseman. I'm not sure what a corpseman is. Yeah, I feel like Archer is probably one of the hardest classes in the entire game. That's why I don't suggest Archer to new players. I don't think Archer is good for new guys. Let's see if I can see if I can move over my I don't want to end the so I'm just going to preface this with my goal is not to end the stream. So if the stream cuts out, I'll be back in just a second. My goal is to change over and run like because I'm still doing stuff on my newer class, like my redo class. So I want to be able to stream that one. Um, let's see if I can do that. I might have to close and reopen the stream, which I don't want to do. Uh, yeah, I don't think it'll be possible. That is quite unfortunate. Whatever. I'll just be on the home screen then. Yeah, I was talking with them. Field medic. A field medic class. That'd be interesting. Honestly, I think clerics would be much better than they are if they had machine gun healing abilities. Like right now, you get a bunch of damaging abilities, but the damage is so high that so like let's say that you get hit by just a standard PvE move or PvP move. So something like this, right? Hits 5 times. You absolutely have the ability to survive this move if your cleric heals you when you reach 1 HP. But the problem that I'm running into is that's it is possible, but it is effectively impossible. Yes, yeah, we could call it like an angel demon class. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, but the actual allowing somebody to survive is effectively impossible because the timing is so difficult. I wish that some of these heals, for example, like this, I wish that it was a machine gun heal where it healed you like 5 times in 1 second, but the ability power was maybe like 20, right? And then the timing would be a lot easier. And clerics might actually be able to save people's lives, which they can't really right now. Yeah, like a healing version of Lance Flash, something really fast and like heals a bunch of times in a row. That would make cleric better. Now it still would make cleric pretty bad because a lot of the times in something like PvP, you just instantly get one shot. So there's not much that you can do there. Like I've hit over 9 mil in a single tick of damage in Colosseum, and there's no way anyone survives that. No class has enough CP and enough HP to survive that. So you just die. It is what it is. But at least clerics would be able to have a place. Right now they have basically no place except for healing, like cleansing debuffs. Like this and this. I don't know about a ward heal, to be honest. Ward is so incredibly powerful. If clerics did get access an ability that applied ward and or resurrection, one of the two, then I could see. I still think that they would be bad, honestly. Even an ability that gives ward and resurrection, I would still rank clerics as awful. The problem is that if you created an ability that left them with 1 HP, it would be too similar to something like Devoted Sacrifice. At that point, you'd might as well just mix Rook and Cleric because they'd basically be the same class. And honestly, I feel like Cleric's main job is supposed to be healing, but healing is not required. Is Cleric completely cooked? For everything other than guild battle, yeah. Yeah, it's really disappointing. The only reason that clerics aren't cooked is because when you're running cleric, you're running um my brain is gonna work, that'd be great. You're running books, excuse me, and relics. And the best mage ability, you need a book in the main slot, and Morpher is one of the best classes in the entire game, and they scale off of relics and books. So yes, the class cleric is cooked, but you'd be in a losing position if you were playing mage with staves right now. And of course this could change. They'll probably come out with new class rings this year. Or not this year, probably next year. But yeah, so we can look forward to a new ring and we can look forward to clerics still being garbage then. But it's uncertain currently whether or not the the best for the new mage ring when it does come out. the best abilities may not be book scaling. They may go back to being staff scaling. So if that's the case, then a lot of people are going to be feeling the pain for sure. Unfortunate. I actually there's a lot of things that I want to say about that. I think clerics I think staff scaling is actually much better than relic and book scaling, to be honest. And one of the main reasons is because of the new quartz gear. So yeah, yeah, things to talk about. All right, I'm gonna give it call it 7 more minutes at at 35. I'm gonna call it. So if you guys have any other questions or anything else you want to talk about, we can do that. Oh, I almost have enough to run again. Dun, dun, dun. Hmm. Man, I don't know how this happened. So I'm restarting on an old account. It's one of my really, really old accounts. And I have Reflection XXL gear on my really old account. I don't know how I still don't have Reflection XXL gear on my main account. It's it's just the worst. Let's see if I got any. I doubt that I did. Reflection. Mm. Nope, I didn't get any of it. Good to know. I'm still missing out on that. Can a defense and attack, magic defense and magic attack monster work for cleric, or is it partially useless? Not being defense and magic defense as a healing cleric. So if you're actually going for healing, healing scales off of defense and magic defense. Or sorry, not defense and magic defense. Sorry, magic attack and magic defense. So it scales off of both of those. If you are running cleric, though, when you're throwing your unis, you're probably not going to be killing unless you have high magic attack. So I guess the question is, where are we throwing this uni? Because if you're in guild battle, you don't want to do damage most of the time as a cleric when you're throwing your uni. So in that case, you'd probably want to run low magic attack or lower magic attack and just run high magic defense. And in that case, you'd want to run defense, magic defense. It's one of the big fan of yours. Content about man. The 30 I want to say GG's. Oh, today? This one? Corpse Cafe? I appreciate it. I get it always makes my day when people message me and say, "Hey, I'm a big fan of yours. Thanks for making content." So, thank you so much, Fuzzer, for your comment. Yeah, GG's. If this was you, you're fuzzy. I'm about to judge you. Okay, I'm curious what abilities you use. Yeah, no problem, KK. You're definitely playing one of the best classes in the game, but I'm curious. I personally have not played that version of Morpher before. I think they did get some new abilities that scaled off of both, right? Like ground burst. It's probably fine. Honestly, ooh, yeah, look at that. Actually, they do have some good abilities now. Stardusters and the Stardust Gazer and Ground Burst. Those are not bad. The ability, oops, the success value though sucks. So you'd need a good proc or good abilities with it. I'm surprised the damage is also not that bad. Like hitting 5 times twice, that's pretty good on a dual scaling ability. That's not bad at all. Your Racer TH Starburst and Ground Burst. Yep, Stardust. Yeah, so out of curiosity, when you're a Racer TH in basically everything, do you play Rook? Because so here's my theory. Here's my theory. I think if you want to be a high quality TH, you would run as low attack and magic attack as you could, which means that when you're using your monsters, you would want them to all be like this: defense, magic, defense for the lowest stats, which means that you would have all of your monsters already set up for Rook. And because you're not really trying to get a whole lot of stats here, but every treasure hunter ever, every racing treasure hunter ever that I have talked to never, ever, ever runs Rook. They always play Archer. So that's why I'm curious. 300K. I mean, 300K is not bad anymore. It used to be way too high. 300K is not too bad. You definitely want it to be lower than that, but 300K is not bad. And the reason why is because I think most people will end up using these new procs. Give it like 6 months. I don't think anyone's going to be taking much damage. Yeah, I think most people are Archer mains. I'm surprised. I've had basically an entire live chat full of Archer mains. Basically, nobody is anything other than an Archer main. You'll put on your TH set real quick. All right, let me judge. I'm gonna judge it. I'm surprised how many archers play this game. To be honest, yeah. I just hate when people play archer because it's, especially as a new player, it's just not fun, in my opinion. Like I've played archer before as a free to play player, and it is. Oh, you specifically chose it because I said it's hard. The problem is that it's not even really, like it does have a lot of really difficult aspects about it, and you do have to be very disciplined in order to play. Ooh, holy smokes, those stats are high. All right, yeah, that actually is pretty bad. I thought you meant like 300K was the high end. Oh, wrong person. Yeah. Yeah, I thought you were talking about 300K was like the high end. The if you had one stat at 300K, I'd be like, okay. But usually you'd want the other stat to be closer to like 150K, which is quite normal right now. So yeah, your stats are pretty high, but we just pray that you don't hit the enemies too hard. Should be fine. Yeah, mons are hard. Yeah, I maybe I shouldn't have said that archers are difficult. The problem with Archer is that you really need to be playing the game for over a year in order to actually be doing good damage. It's like if I spend $100 and I on a new account and I if I spent $100 on a new account and it was a lancer, a soldier, a mage, and an archer, every single class will be feeling the benefits of that $100 except for archer. You'd need, in order to do the same amount of damage as an archer, you'd need to spend about twice as much. You need to spend between $200 and $300 just just to become equivalent. It's really, really hard to be a free to play archer. It's basically impossible, honestly, which is really sad. I have a bunch of old friends from an old guild that are are mains as archer, and it's really unfortunate to see. But even now, they can only play a single element, and their damage for that single element, their damage is fantastic. And they can have high stats, but you have to be so disciplined with your spawns. You can't spawn every single thing. It's just, it becomes a really, really difficult class. And doing things like PvE, like really hard quests, can be almost impossible as an archer just because you don't have enough defense stats. Yeah, that's actually a great point. I have not personally played Morpher, the new Morpher abilities. Like I have not used this ground, this Stardust Gazer. This is a gnarly ability. Hitting 10 times at 130 ability power, that is damn sexy. 30 cost is like whatever. Doesn't matter too much. And it increases your stats too. Honestly, if you were going to play Archer, probably playing Morpher Archer is the best way, honestly. Because that's probably one of the best abilities in the entire game. Archers have the second they used to have the best ability in the entire game. It's a toss up between that ability that we just looked at and this one, which the other one has higher ability power, but I think you'll probably have more stats as an archer. It's kind of they're basically the same thing, honestly. But this is the best ability in the entire game for sure. So now that they get access to two of them, that's actually pretty damn good. Alrighty. Well, I went a little bit over what I said I was going to go. Next time, I'll have to figure it out. I've never done one of these live things before, so I'll have to take a look. I think I can schedule them, and so next time I'll try to schedule it, and maybe we'll do some Coliseum or something like that. This was just kind of a test live run thing anyway. So, yeah. Alrighty. I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for the people who showed up. Yeah, if anyone wants me to add them on Unison League, I'd be happy to. Just send me a message. Share gems. Bruh, definitely not. But especially with Unison League coming up. Yeah, if anyone wants to add me, you go ahead and message me because my inventory is full. So if you want to be my friend, you can message me and I'll make space for you. Because I have a bunch of like a bunch of people who have never come online in what haven't been online in forever. Online, not recent. Like some of these people I want to keep, but I don't know who Omen is or McFluffin. Like some of these people, I have no idea who they are. So, yeah, if you ever want to be a friend of mine or just message me, you're welcome to. That's my information right there. Just message me beforehand and I'll add you. Yeah, yeah. And if you guys, I apologize in advance. If you guys ever say hello to me in a quest and I don't respond, that's probably because I just started the quest and then went AFK. So it's not a personal attack on you. I try to say hello to everyone that says hello to me, but it is one of those things that, I also have a life. So I can't always see every single message and I'm also human. Thank you guys for coming out, and I'll schedule one probably. We'll have to see. I have quite a bit of homework to do, so I'll schedule some stuff when I have time. And thank you guys, thank you all for coming out, and I will catch you guys later.